This week is Parashas Metzora, and it's also Shabbos Hagadol, right before Pesach. Wanted to discuss an idea with you about Pesach and tie it into the Parsha a little bit. On the night of Pesach, we focus on the story of Yetzias Mitzrayim. And the Ramban, at the end of Parashas Bo, really talks about what Hashem taught us at Yetzias Mitzrayim, why it is the foundation of our Emunah. And he explores how there were people arguing, how do we know if there's a Hashem? Maybe there's a Hashem who created the world, but is he still involved in the world? Maybe he runs the world naturally, and every once in a while he gets involved in something, but overall he lets the world run the way that it's run. And he explores in great detail how the lesson that one of the many lessons Hashem taught us with Yetzias Mitzrayim is that he is very intimately involved in everything, and there really is no such thing even as nature. What we perceive as nature is really just as much Hashem's precise Hashgacha as when we see tremendous supernatural miracles. Everything is Hashem's tremendously exacting Hashgacha pratis. And it was really something that Hashem made very clear when he turned this most powerful country in the world upside down, and all their magic didn't help, and all their technology, and all their political acumen and everything, and none of it was able to restrain Hashem from doing exactly what Hashem wanted to do. And Hashem does not go in every generation and outwardly demonstrate this. To this degree, this is something that Hashem did, and it was a lesson for us for all the generations that we tap into the foundations of Emunah that we learned from Yetzias Mitzrayim. This foundation of Emunah in Hashem's Hashgacha over the world that was taught to us at Yetzias Mitzrayim is really what the Svarim point out, that the Seder night is really a night of fundamentals of our Chinuch when we're trying to give over this concreteness and sense of Emunah that we have. We're trying to give it over to ourselves, to our families. And it got me thinking about the idea that to the extent that we feel a deep emunah and a deep connection and a deep sense of meaning, to that extent we'll be able to give it over at the Seder. And part of what we're trying to do, obviously, is to tie it into our lives in today's world. One of the lessons of Pesach is that Hashem redeemed us just like he promised he would, and so too, in Mirz Hashem Bekarov, Hashem will again redeem us, just as he promised us through all the Nevi'im that he's going to redeem us from this galus and build the Beis Hamikdash and bring Mashiach Tzidkenu. And the more we appreciate HaKadosh Baruch Hu's Hashgacha in the time of Mitzrayim, the more we can appreciate. We just had a miracle the other night that Iran launched 300 missiles and drones and the like at Eretz Yisrael, and Hashem swatted down basically every single one. It's obviously, anybody who has the right perspective knows that it's Hashem making miracles, and it's Hashem's tremendous Hashgacha pratis. It's because of all the davening and the mitzvahs and tshuva that we've been doing since October 7th. And this is an idea that we work to inculcate and to give over, hopefully. I heard some people recently talking about how they deal with the challenges in their life and how they tap into their emunah. And it made an impression on me, the different approaches based on the different levels of emunah and connection to Hashem's Hashgacha pratis. So there was a person, and they had a mindset that they're going through a tremendous, tremendous challenge, and obviously it's very difficult for them, and they're not sure why Hashem is doing this to them, but they try their best to daven, they try their best to connect to Hashem anyway, and to have hope. And it was beautiful. And at the same time, I felt there was a certain mindset of, I'm no worse than the other 500 people like me in the same situation. My whole community is like me. I'm not sure why I was chosen for this nisayon. And obviously I'm upset about it. But I try my best to hope to Hashem, to believe in Hashem, and to daven to Hashem that he'll give me a Yeshua and take me out of this difficult situation. It got me thinking, we have this Metzora over here, the Chinuch talks about in Mitzvah Kuf Samech Tes, that the idea of the Tumah of the Metzora is, one of the things it teaches us is Hashem's tremendous Hashgacha pratis. Here you have a guy, and he's speaking Lashon Hara, doing whatever it is he did, and Hashem brings upon him tzaras. And the lesson we learn from it is that Hashem has tremendous Hashgacha pratis on this specific person. that he deserves to get Tzoras, because Hashem wants to teach him a message. To take creative liberties, imagine you have this person, and he says, my whole chevra speaks Lashon Hara, and I'm the one who got Tzoras. I'm no bigger Russia than all these other people. Why did Hashem do this to me? And that'll be his approach. Imagine such a thing. Versus, so what would be what's a higher level of Emunah? A person who looks at life and they see everything and they say, B'shvili nivra ha'olam. The way the Alter approaches this Chazal, and he says, we learn this from Yetzias Mitzrayim, from the Makos, is that the world is being custom made for every individual. Every individual is in the world that's custom made. Everything is being given specifically for them. Now, every person has sent here with a mission, with a purpose why Hashem put them in this world. And Hashem is giving them a custom-made world with everything is precisely given to them to help them reach their tafkid, to help them climb the mountain. Meaning it's not pshat that we have out of 400 people, Hashem has to pick 3 people to give a sickness to. And Nebuch, these guys are just like me, and they have better health and better family and whatever, and Nebuch, that I'm not like that. A higher level of Emunah is Hashem has a precise plan for me. Whatever Hashem didn't give me, there's a specific reason for it. Whatever Hashem does to me, whatever challenge I go through, there's a very precise reason for it. I recently heard a beautiful interview with somebody. Her name is Hadass Lowenstern. Fortunately, her husband was a soldier and he was killed in the war. And her mindset is not, I have to be one of these almanos. Nebuch, Hashem picks random women to be almanos, and I'm one of them. That's not her mindset at all. Her mindset is, Hashem was giving me a very precise plan. Hashem has a very precise plan for everything that happens in this world. And Hashem knew what he was doing when he gave me this husband and this beautiful family. And now he's chosen to take away this husband. It's all part of the plan. It's all part of the way he runs the world. And this is my growth. This is what I'm supposed to be doing now. I think it's a much higher level of Emunah. I think it's a level where a person... There's a level of Emunah of saying that my challenges come from Hashem and I dive into Hashem and I hope to Hashem. But there's an even higher level of saying that Hashem has a plan for what he's doing. Everything is with tremendous Hashgacha pratis. Everything is custom made because it's good for me and because it's what I need to get to the next step. I don't know what I was in previous Gilgulim. I don't know what my tafkid is for my own soul, for the Jewish people. I don't know what I'm meant to do here exactly. But we have mitzvos, we have Chinuch. We try to develop a relationship with Hashem. We try to internalize our Emunah with our Kadosh Baruch Hu, and our bitachon in Him, and our akaras hatov to Him. I think this framework can be very helpful for us in our life. That we say that what's being done is specifically Hashgacha pratis. Hashem is custom making my life in the way that's best for me. Everything is part of how do I supposed to grow from this? How is this supposed to help me? Everything comes with that mindset and that perspective. I think it's a different life. I think it's a life with much more Emunah and connection to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. I think that's something we should try to inculcate in ourselves as much as we can and try to give it over at the Seder as much as we can. Try to appreciate that was really what was going on. That was really the lesson Hashem was teaching us with Yetzias Mitzrayim, and the lesson that we are trying to give up. Have a wonderful Shabbos and a Chag Kasher v'Sameach.